Very emotional, very fast, very strong, not boring.
It's a thumping goal!
No chess. Like this.
It's a wonderful goal!
You cannot win without tactical things, but the emotion makes a difference.
I'm a totally normal guy. I'm the normal one, maybe, if you want this.
My name is Jens. I am from Glatten and I'm a former classmate and football player with Jurgen Klopp. It's a very quiet place here and a nice place for young kids to grow up. We lived nearly next door.
Ich bin Ulrich Rath. Ich war hier in Glatten der erste Trainer bei der Jugend von Jürgen Klopp. Er war schon damals, hat man gesehen, dass er ein talentierter Spieler ist und ein guter Spieler werden wird. Na, dass er so Karriere macht, das konnte man noch nicht ahnen. Aber er war schon auch dort bei den Jungs, bei den Altersgenossen ein herausragender Spieler.
Losing games was not very funny for him, but it didn't take long to get him calm. He never quarreled with the other players. When he had a problem, then with himself. His father did influence him very much. He was in the second league as a goalkeeper, and he did like that very much, to see Jürgen as a professional or as a good sportsman. He had a lot of talents, for sure, for football and for sports, but that he became a professional was a lot of work for him.
My name is Harald Strutz. I was the president of this club about 29 years. We had a beautiful time together with Jurgen Klopp, especially this time was the most important and the most enthusiasm period of the club.
My name is Michael Schumacher. I was playing with Jurgen Klopp for 3 years. I was a student, yeah. Had no job, was earning with football in this time as a student. And when you lost, you get no money.
I understood the game much better than I could play it. It's really frustrating, to be honest, because you cannot use it as a player.
Jurgen Klopp came to us as a forward on the right side. Yeah, because he was fast and he was great and he was good with that, it was good. But technical was not so it was not his work. People was critical with him, and number 7, Jurgen Klopp, the stadium was whistling. He was changed in the defensive right side, and at this time it was a good layer.
In 2001, we decided to make him the manager. And that was such an explosion of emotion for all the people and the supporters and all people living in this region and in this city, that we started the greatest time for the club.
Wir haben alle große Augen bekommen, waren alle erstaunt, dass auf einmal praktisch unser Mitspieler Trainer wird.
Football becomes the game it is today because you work together. That's what I believe in. And if we do this, if we are stronger in this, we will succeed for sure.
Wir haben ihn von vornherein als Trainer akzeptiert, weil er praktisch schon, als er noch Spieler war, die Sprache vom Trainer gesprochen hat. Er hat uns.
Everybody was surprised about our decision. They were surprised. And we were sitting there and we were laughing and said, okay, let's go. Let's have a look what happened. It changed his life and it changed the club. Everybody was excited about that.
Having memorable games in a row, that's my first target, that the people really want to see the next game. You can't wait for the next game. That's what football should be. And if you can do this very often, then you will be successful, 100%.
The idea always to get forward, to get into press situation. He formed it, a new style of playing football, always to give the power. He said, we are like actors on a stage. We are responsible for our supporters. We want to give them a good feeling. He gave the players the human warmness. They fight for him. They believed in him. You can't learn it. You have it or you have it not. It was unbelievable that we got in the first division after 3 years. And for him, it was an explosion, for him too.
Ist eigentlich ein Spieler, er ist mehr ein Spieler gewesen als ein Trainer, sage ich mal, weil er praktisch ja unsere Sprache, Spielersprache spricht. Ja?
Said, if we don't get up in the first division after 1 year, I will leave the club. And I think it was the most emotional experience for me in this stadium. It was the last game, because we played versus St. Pauli and we had no chance to get up in the first division. And it was finally decided that he will leave the club. 5 minutes before end of the game, everybody was singing "You Never Walk Alone." And everybody was sad about his decision. But they were glad to have a beautiful time together with him. He made a very famous speech to all the supporters, because he said, everything I got, everything I am, you gave to me.
One of the core characteristics of our club is the intensity and the emotion, the authenticity. And Jurgen Klopp is just himself. He's so authentic.
When I came to Dortmund and when we started working together, it was not the best atmosphere. They felt they had to wait too long for the next success. What we did, we created a common atmosphere only for us. The team started showing the crowd that from this moment on we are prepared to do more, to make it easier for the crowd to enjoy what we are doing.
He has a lot of power in bringing spirit to a team. In 2010, at the start of the season, no one of all experts said the feeling that Borussia Dortmund could win the title. And now we win the title. It was unbelievable, and it was a very cheap team, low budget. The loan budget of the team was 38 million euros. That's nothing.
Hello, my name is Uli Graf. I am the producer and the co-writer of the top song Kloppo du Popstar. Come about because Kloppo was our coach, our famous coach, and we are friends together. And we get the first champion of the league, and I think I write a song, and this time he was a really pop star, nobody says, and I take the line and write the line, Kloppo du Popstar.
His awesome ability was when he was able to talk to the people after a loss. I remember his speech to the people in London after the Champions League final. He was really able to spend hope to the people in moments where they were really, really disappointed. He kicked everyone in his ass. He didn't differentiate between the level of hierarchy or status.
In the last year, in the 7th year, we had a bad situation on Christmas. After 19 match days, we were at the last position. One day, we sit together in my office and he told us, I know you would never say these words, and for that I will say it, it's over. It was hard for us.
Everybody was crying, everybody stand up, and I think it's 5-10 minutes was applause for him. And he was crying also. We know a big area is gone and nobody knows it's coming back. We hope it's coming back, but never knows.
It's a special club, and if I had two very, very special clubs with Mainz 05 and Borussia Dortmund in this row, it's a perfect next step for me. And now I'm here, and I hope to enjoy my work. All the people told me so much about the British press and so on, so it's up to you to show me that they're all liars.
Klopp
straight away has become a hero to all Liverpool fans, especially his antics on the touchline. He's passionate through and through, which is what the Liverpool fans are looking for.
Makes him special because he is not a star. He was a poor sportsman and get to the hero.
In the All-English Champions League final, Liverpool are the conquerors of Europe.
You've got a map here.
Yeah. That's my specific German.
No, that's not Germany.
No. That's the England. That's the England map for German managers, because I had absolutely no idea. I know nearly all the clubs, but I had no idea where they are. So if you tell me Norwich is there, I would have believed. Yeah, now I know.
Everyone can drink a beer with him. He has no fear to be touched or something else. Therefore, it was one of us. It was his secret.
His best attitude is just to be himself. He's just Jurgen Klopp, and Jurgen Klopp is able to attract the people. I would say he might be even the best solution for the problems we do have in politics. So if the people would ask who would become maybe German Chancellor, I guess for some of them Jurgen Klopp could be the right chance.
Life is so quick. What keeps you in the race is your experience. Your experience is what you've done in the past, and sometimes you can use the experience of other people, and that's what we try.
He is nearly the same character now like he was a boy. He's living for football. That's just coming from the heart.
He is able to find the right words for the supporters. It is very difficult to describe his personality, but it is empathy, it is a kind of love to all people.
Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that, everybody at home, and you, Jurgen, as well. Some lovely words and comments in there from some of your friends and former colleagues. Are you a better manager now than you were then, or are you just a different manager?
Oh, much better. Just because I learned so much in the years, over the years. I had to learn a lot of things. When I started as a manager, my experience was based on two things. One, it was my coaching career as a youth coach, and on when I studied sports science. So that was my experience, nothing else, and my own career, obviously. And the good thing is I had to learn everything, but I was allowed to learn everything as well. So it was a time I will never forget. I will always appreciate and look back with a big smile, because it was in parts the best time of my life.
Talking about that sort of tactical style, you talked about heavy metal football, didn't you? That high intensity. Where did the desire to play like that first come from you?
That's probably my character, to be honest, because the most influential. So there are two really influential managers. One I had, and the other one I only followed what he did. The one I had is Wolfgang Frank. He was inspired by Arrigo Sacchi, so that was about organization and stuff like this. But we didn't have the quality, so we had to create our own style, and we did it just more lively. It was not so much about possession, because we just were not that good. But when the other team had the ball, we were outstanding, and our defending and how we pressed them, where we pressed them. So the intensity. And that always was a mix-up. It was the character of the boys, for sure a little bit my character, and then the emotions in the stadium. And that made a pretty special mix-up.
The Bundesliga returns this weekend. I would imagine that you, like everybody else, will be keeping a very close eye on what happens there, because that could have an influence on where else football is played in the next few weeks and months.
Absolutely. Look, it's so important that the Bundesliga starts. So we don't know exactly how it will develop in the next few months, but they will start with a massive game directly with Dortmund against Schalke, which is a big one. It's a big one. And again, we all started playing football without supporters, and we loved this game not because of the atmosphere in the stadium. Meanwhile, we are used to it, and we know that's the real football. But now we cannot play like this for a few months, hopefully only. And so that doesn't mean that the game is not still a wonderful game. And I really hope that it works out in Germany, and that we can then start at some point in England as well.
Oh, Jurgen, it's been really lovely to talk to you. Normally, during Football Focus, my dog turns up, Winnie, the little cockapoo. What dog have you got?
Collie Mix. Collie Mix, 11 years old. Name is Emma. Emma is the name of the mascot at Dortmund, and she was born in Dortmund, so Emma, easy. Yeah.
Emma.
Great dog.
Okay, well
Winnie will be in the world.
Oh, well, I think Winnie's the most beautiful dog in the world.
Inside and outside.
Winnie will be along a little bit later on. One other thing we always get our guests to do in recent weeks is to pick a player for our focus shelves. Now, last week we had the Manchester United manager on, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't know if you can make out, he went for Eric Cantona, who's over on the far side there. So, Mr. Klopp, the choice is yours. Who would you like to go for on the shelves for next week?
For me, the best player I ever saw playing was a German player, was Franz Beckenbauer. So that's my choice.
And do you want him in a Germany shirt or do you want him in a club shirt? Your choice.
No, Germany shirt. Yeah, he played for Bayern most of the time, then Hamburg. So that's easy to say. Cosmos New York would be nice. Together with Cosmos New York. Come on, make it more difficult for you. The shirt he wore at Cosmos New York. Yeah.
OK, all right, that is detail. Jurgen, it's been a real pleasure. We'll get that sorted for next week. Thank you, and I don't know when exactly we'll see you face to face, but hopefully in a few weeks' time. Thank you for talking to us on Football Focus.
Would be nice. Take care.